My father left us homeless. Now he wants us back. Hi everyone, before we start this story, I just want to say if you enjoy emotional family stories like this, please make sure you subscribe because this story honestly stayed in my mind for a long time and honestly I almost didn't want to say it here. When I was 12 years old, my mother died, and that was the moment my entire life changed. Before then we were struggling, but at least we still had a home and we still felt like a family. After she died, everything slowly started falling apart. My father became addicted to gambling. At first it was small things. He would disappear for hours, then days, and people started coming to our house asking him for money. I used to hear adults whispering outside while my younger siblings slept beside me on the floor. Then one afternoon he lost our family house completely. I still remember standing outside with our bags while neighbors watched us like we were entertainment. I had 4 younger siblings looking at me for answers even though I was just a child too. After I finished WAEC, my father said he had arranged for us to stay with our aunt in Lagos. I thought maybe things would finally get better. Maybe we would go back to school properly. Maybe an adult would finally take care of us. But my aunt only kept us for a few months before she got tired of us. One morning she packed our bags, took us to a crowded motor park, and told us our father was coming to pick us up and take us back to the village. Then she left. We waited from morning till evening. He never came. I kept calling his number but it was switched off. When night came, my younger siblings started crying because they were hungry and scared. The last born was only 2 years old then. I remember carrying him on my back while trying not to cry because I knew if I cried everybody else would panic too. That night we slept on a bench at the park. I barely slept. I just sat there listening to cars and people shouting while praying nobody would harm us. We stayed homeless for weeks. Some days kind food sellers gave us leftovers. Other days we survived on sachet water and biscuits. I used to wake up before sunrise so I could bathe my siblings in public toilets before people started insulting us. Eventually I found a woman selling food who allowed us to sleep behind her shop at night as long as we cleaned up before morning. I started doing any random job I could find. Washing clothes, carrying goods, cleaning houses, anything. I stopped feeling like a child completely. I became more like a mother overnight. After some time I managed to register my siblings in a government school because I refused to let our situation destroy their future too. Every morning I would take them to school before rushing to work as a cleaner in an office building. That cleaning job changed my life. The owner of the company, Madam Rosetta, noticed that I always read old newspapers during break time. One day she asked why I wasn't in school and I told her everything. Instead of pitying me, she told me something I still remember till today. She said, being abandoned does not mean your life is over. She encouraged me to attend business college at night. At first I laughed because I barely had money for food, but she helped me apply and even paid part of my fees. For 3 years my life was just stress, exhaustion, and survival. I worked mornings, attended classes at night, and still came home to cook and care for 4 children. There were days I wanted to give up completely. Days landlords insulted us. Days my siblings complained that I was too strict because I was terrified they would end up suffering like me. But slowly things started changing. I graduated from business college. I got a better job. Then eventually I started my own small supply business. The tiny room we used to squeeze into became a proper apartment. Then later an even better one. For the first time in years we could finally breathe. My siblings started doing well in school. One wants to study nursing now. Another is already in university. And the last born, the same little boy I carried around Lagos while homeless, turns 13 this year. But then 3 weeks ago somebody knocked on my door. I opened it and froze. It was my father. He looked older and thinner, like life had finally punished him too. Immediately he started crying and apologizing. He said he made mistakes. He said life became hard for him. Then he finally told me the real reason he came. He wanted to be a family again. At first he asked to take my youngest brother back to the village because he said a boy belongs with his father. Then when I refused, he changed the story and said maybe he could stay with us in Lagos instead. He kept saying we were still family and that he wanted another chance. I was so angry I started shaking. I told him if he pushed too much I would report him to the police. Suddenly family members started calling me wicked. Some said people make mistakes. Others said forgiveness is important. But where were all those people when we slept in parks? Where were they when I was starving so my siblings could eat? Forgiveness sounds easy when you were not the one carrying a crying toddler around Lagos at midnight searching for somewhere safe to sleep. Later that night my youngest brother quietly asked me something that honestly broke my heart. He asked, "Does Daddy actually love us?" And the truth is, I didn't know what to say. Part of me wants to protect the peace we fought so hard to build and never let my father near us again. But another part of me keeps wondering if people can truly change after losing everything. Right now he's still waiting for my answer. And honestly, I still haven't decided what to do. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to watch more stories from my channel, and as always stay happy and safe.